Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. The topic that I chose for this class in the summer one semester was organization for college preparation. I currently work in the undergraduate side of admissions here at the University of Tampa, and that is what inspired my topic for this summer semester. So basically this class is for all of those incoming first-time college students and different tips and tricks and ways that they can formulate to-do lists and planners to help aid in organization and getting prepared to enter into college and be successful once they get here into college. So the LMS that I chose for this project was Canvas. So as you guys may have heard, the University of Tampa is switching over from Blackboard to Canvas, so I just wanted to get a head start on learning more about that LMS system, so I'm prepared when that change is made in my department. So diving right in here, this is my homepage on the student view of Canvas. So we see a little welcome bar. It says Organization for College Preparation, and we just have a brief overview and welcome to the homepage. We have some learning objectives here. We have the roots from the adult learning theory and a little bit of information on what that means and how that is relevant to this course today. I have 3 different buttons here on the home page, so we can first link out to the professor page where you'll see a little photo of me and all of my contact information as well as office hours, as I am the professor for this course for the purposes of this class, and also a little bit of background information on who I am, as well as some class information sharing that it is an asynchronous online class where students are more than welcome to work from the comfort of their own home as long as they complete the coursework by the due dates. So clicking back over to the home page, the second button we have here is to link out to the modules. So you could either press that button here or that second button on the home page and you'll see all of our modules. Back to home, and this last button I have here on the home page is an FAQ for all of the frequently asked questions. I did this FAQ specifically towards questions in regards to the LMS of Canvas. So if they have any questions about Canvas and need help navigating that, they can click on this quick little Q&A section here and get some information that can hopefully guide them through working with a new LMS if they're new to Canvas. So the second tab we have on the left-hand side here is to link out to the syllabus. So the syllabus is organized here on this little tab on the left-hand side. So first, of course, we have that introductory basic information about the class, the name of the class, what school or organization it is through, the course code, which I made up, Plan 101, the semester, and then the dates that the class will be active. We have the delivery method, that it is online, self-paced, and asynchronous. The professor, that is myself, and my office hours. So scrolling down here, we have just some basic information about the course and some background on why the course was created. So in the course background, I dive into that company, Ready for College, that had reached out to me, the instructional designer, to create this course to distribute to students who will be starting in the fall for their first time at a college or university. I also have here again a quick little course description with that background in the adult learning theory as these young adults are discovering that for the first time and moving out of home and being on their own and getting that organization and diving into the adult learning theory themselves. We also have the learning objectives organized here as well. Learners will be able to prioritize goals, categorize tasks, use a planner, whether they prefer digital or physical or a hybrid option is up to them, to color code and organize tasks. Learners will limit distractions and use skills to overcome procrastination. So diving into technology and supplies, I just let the students know that they will need internet access and a computer, but they can also access this course through Canvas on a mobile device if that is their preferred method. I also have some etiquette standards because it is an online class. Be respectful, maintain professional communication, active listening, and proper online etiquette. I also have a little blurb when it comes to academic integrity expectations, that students must provide originality see proper citations, collaboration guidelines, respect copyright and intellectual property, and then some consequences of violating that code of context, and that is all organized on the syllabus landing page here. So next we'll dive into the modules tab. So the first tab under modules is the welcome activity. So once we tab that down, it will also link out to the professor page to give a little welcome. If students miss that on the home page, they will see that information here as well. So after we go over the professor information, we'll get to the first discussion board, which is introducing yourself, and it's just kind of a fun icebreaker for students to get to know other people in that class and help build that community, as this is an online class and it is asynchronous. So I still want my students to be able to learn more about one another and make those interactions. So we just have a brief scavenger hunt activity here, just a little get to know you. So in the instructions there, you'll read that you can choose one of the threads that I have created that you see here and reply to one of them. So students can look through these different prompts and choose whichever one they're more interested in and get different points for that scavenger activity. So you can see you can just reply here with that reply button, and you can also like other students' replies and comments. Okay, and then I'll go back to the modules tab. And the first module here, after we pass that introduction activity, the first lesson is creating your to-do list. So I'm going to click on the module 1 objectives here. So once we click that, we'll see that in this module, learners will be able to, they will be tasked with recognizing long-term and short-term tasks by due date. They will learn how to list out their to-do list by priority, and they will add a due date and estimated time to complete each task in this section. So once we click that next button, you'll see a link to my Articulate Rise course that is required for students to complete in this module. So I'll just do a brief overview of some of the information I've provided in this Articulate Rise module. Creating a to-do list. Welcome to instructional unit number 1 for this class. Here we will dive into learning why organization is important when it comes to self-governing and planning out tasks as to best utilize your available time. Begin with the introduction and continue through the module in synchronous order until you complete the activity, which we see at the bottom here. Then go back to Canvas and upload your assignment. We see we have 6 different tabs here under the first module, and we're just going to go ahead and start that course. So in the introduction, I talk about why this is important to learn at this stage in a student's life. Knowing how to create a to-do list is essential for time management, productivity, organization, and then here are some reasons why. So prioritization, and I go into a little blurb about that. Increased productivity, time management skills, organization and clarity. You guys can pause this video at any time and read a little bit more. I just know I have a lot of information to get through, so I'm going to kind of briefly go over everything. Reduced stress, sense of accomplishment, and there's a quick little summary. Knowing how to create a to-do list is crucial for time management, prioritization, productivity, and reducing stress. It helps you stay organized, focused, and in control of your tasks. All right, so once we get into that introduction, we'll go into the learning objectives for this module. So by the end of this learning module, learners will be able to create their own to-do list, prioritize tasks by due date, distinguish deadline-oriented tasks and personal tasks while balancing and accomplishing both on a to-do list. Then we have some media here, and we're going to move on to lesson 3 of this. So what is a to-do list? In this section, we will explore the concept of a to-do list, its purpose, and why it is essential for success. Then I have a graphic here creating the roadmap to success with 2 different markers. So we have the definition, and we also have the overview of to-do list, tying back to that analogy of it being the roadmap to success. And then we see the components of an effective to-do list: prioritization, deadlines, time estimation, subtasks and dependencies, and notes or comments. And then I also have a link out to this YouTube video that we don't have to watch for the
If anyone
purposes
knows
of that
anything
video,
about me, they know that
but
I'm
it's just a cute
obsessed with
little
to-do lists, but I
video
can never
about
find one
someone
that
who
was
created the
perfect.
perfect
So
to-do
I
list
decided to
for
make my
them.
own.
So I'm going to pause this and go back here. We'll continue on to prioritization. First, we'll look at types of to-do lists. So we have daily, weekly to-do lists, long-term lists, or project-based lists. We also have hybrid lists where you're using a combination of a physical to-do list and writing with pen or pencil on a piece of paper while combining that with an online component as well. So how to prioritize your to-do list. We will explore the crucial skill of prioritization and its role in effectively managing tasks and responsibilities. Let's dive into the strategies and techniques for effective prioritization, assessing task importance and urgency. So we have a little blurb on the importance and the urgency. And then we also have a download to Asana, which is a helpful task organization and prioritization tool that students are more than welcome to use. And we also have this Eisenhower matrix. So this shows that you can simplify tasks into urgent or not urgent, and then the importance of them to you and the not important tasks. And you can kind of look at this box here and add all of your to-do list components into one of these boxes. And I also went ahead and added some great resources for students wrapping up this module. So we have links out to different online to-do list tools and applications that they can play around with and see what works for them, digital planner and organization tools, time management and productivity skills, templates and worksheets if they're looking for physical copies, YouTube channels and video tutorials that I have found helpful personally in creating different to-do lists, and then of course blogs and websites for students to follow along with somebody that's constantly posting in that area. Then we just have a little motivational "you got this" photo at the end here. Now we'll move on to the last section, which is the activity. So we have an interactive activity for this module, creating your personalized to-do list. So we have instructions here, ensure students have access to writing materials and word processing software. So diving into the task, they will have to complete 5 different steps and then upload their work to Canvas at the end of that completion of their activity. So they will have to identify a task, prioritize and categorize, set a deadline, break down tasks, and estimate time and allocation. So you guys can pause this video and read a little bit more about that activity, but for the purposes of this presentation video, I'm just going to click back to the Canvas module. All right, so once that is completed, we're just going to click through the rest of these buttons here, and we have an additional video. So we'll link out to this video here, how to get stuff done, how to make better to-do lists, which is just another resource for students to go through and find examples of how they can take this back to their personal life and help better organize when they are starting on a new journey like beginning college. All right, and after we watch that video, we have a reading here, Effects of Time Management Practices on College Graduates. This is a required reading for students that is embedded right to the Canvas so they can go on and read here. And then we have a link to open resource and examples of online to-do lists and how you may utilize them. So another video here for students to watch.
Great again. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say again because they never were.
Add here. And this is 5 to-do list apps that are recommended for students specifically. Clicking back here. And we'll go back to the modules page. Yep, just to make sure we're on track. We just went through all of these and now we're at tying back to adult learning theory. This is just a little blurb explaining that in this section, we see that adults thrive with goal setting, with that to-do list aspect, and then a little blurb on how it ties back to adult learning theory. Okay, and then we have the Module 1 assessment, creating your to-do list. Read through your syllabi for all upcoming courses and highlight each due date. Compile all due dates onto a master list. It is up to you. And then we just have some more specific questionnaires on there for that assessment, telling students what they need to do. So they can start that assignment here and upload a file, text, website, or media. All right, and now if we click back to modules, you'll see that we are beginning Module 2, Creating Your Planner. Oops. All right, Module 2, Creating Your Planner. So planning out your planner. You'll be given resources for both physical planners or online web calendars, also hybrid calendars as well. So students can look at all of the options that they have available and really tailor it to what they are most comfortable working with and what will make them succeed in the future. So we start off with a quick example of a student's weekly planner. So we see the time is chunked out by hour here, Monday through Sunday. And we have different study times, class time, lunch break, dinner break, and we also have some social events weaved in here, as well as mental health time that students can log in there as well, because we know how important that is when beginning college. And then it just goes into a little bit more detail with more specific to-do lists under the general calendar planner. So for Monday, they have these 3 things to accomplish. Tuesday, they have these, and so forth. All right, and now we'll get to the Module 2 Articulate Rise course, and we'll open that in a new window here. Again, this is required for students to complete. So creating your planner. So we have a little introduction blurb here, and again, I'll just skim past this quickly, and we have 6 different modules within this lesson. So we'll start the course. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand the importance of using a planner for college prep, identify 3 different planner types, customize a planner, apply strategies for using your planner to manage time, prioritize tasks, and achieve academic success, integrate digital tools and apps. So continue on, introduction to planners with this cute little graphic. In college, students face numerous academic responsibilities, yada, 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 all of the tasks that students have to complete in college. And then we have another graphic organizer here showing a weekly planner with different click outs. So we have time management here, and it explains why a planner helps with time management, why it helps with prioritization, why it helps with goal setting, and then why it helps with general organization. Benefits of effective planning and organization. So we talked a little bit about this already, so please feel free to pause the video and read through these bullet points. And then we also have a reading here where you can click out to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution to read the benefits of paper planners. So if students choose to use a paper planner, this is the research on why that is proven effective. Types of planners. So we have paper-based, and then an explanation on what that means, digital planners, and then an explanation, and hybrid, and an explanation. We also have this great pros and cons chart that I created for pros and cons of paper, digital, and hybrid planners. So again, feel free to pause and read through that there. We also have a video that I've linked out to for students to choose a planner that they'll actually use. It provides a number of examples, and it allows students to have the freedom to choose whatever they believe will make them the most successful in their organization. So then we have different factors to consider when choosing a planner. Again, you can pause this here and read through those. Setting up your planner. So because this is organization for college preparation, we did emphasize that school comes first when setting up your planner. So you want to include semester overview, course schedule, assignment tracker, exam prep, project and group work all on your planner. And then from there, when you have those bare bones on your planner, then you can organize the personal time, the social time, and different breaks in study hours. We have this great photo here of a college campus, and then customizing your planner to fit your preferences and workflow. Color coding is a great tool to use. Stickers and washi tape if you are using a physical planner. Adding additional sections that you might be interested in, and personal reflection space. So that summarizes those key points there, and then we'll move on to the practice activity. So here we allow students to choose one of two different activities, and then it says we will share your answers findings back in the discussion board on Canvas. So they have activity number 1 they can choose, or activity number 2 they can read through and choose whichever one they'd like to accomplish there, and then they can click back, which I'll show you in just a second, to upload their findings to the discussion board. And then at the end of this assignment, after the discussion board, they also have a learner assessment where it is writing a reflective essay addressing these points here. Again, you can pause and read there. And then we also have a rubric for the assessment criteria. So if I click back to the Canvas course, you'll see we have a few additional required readings here. This one was a part of the Articulate Rise, so they should have already read that, but again, I just wanted to add that in there for them. Another photo example of a monthly planner, a video that they should have already watched in the Articulate Rise. Just putting it in there twice just to ensure students are really paying attention to the most important factors here. And then we get to the discussion board practice activity, so they can click that reply and paste their answer into that box for all of their peers to see and reply and reflect on. And then we also have the learner assessment where they can upload that essay here as well. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the grades tab. So we have 3 different grades here. For introducing yourself, the Module 1 assessment, and the Module 2 learner assessment. We also have a separate link on the left-hand side to the discussion boards where they can click and upload on the discussion tab if that makes it easier than finding it in the module for them. And the last thing I want to show you guys is the calendar. So because this is an August start class, we have tabbed over to August here, and we see all of the assessment due dates. This one is crossed out because it's not available yet, but the other ones are available early enough. So you can click through and see all of the due dates here on the calendar. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for my presentation, and I look forward to hearing any feedback you have. Thank you.